Hello beautiful people, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sharina, and for today's video I'll be sharing on Don Don Donki's makeup items. When I was there recently, I chanced upon some low price makeup items and I thought it would be interesting to try it out and to share with you if I feel that these are worth looking into. The items I found was an eyeshadow palette which cost $3, 2 mascaras, which is a lengthening mascara as well as a volumizing mascara, the cushion foundation that cost $9.90. These items were on a promotional price, so they're slightly cheaper than the normal price. In case you're not aware, Don Don Donki is a Japanese discount outlet that sells a range of items ranging from fresh produce in a supermarket as well as ready-to-eat meals, cleaners, household items, exercise equipment, as well as makeup and toiletries. For today's video, I'll do a wear test on these makeup and share with you my thoughts at the end of the wear test as to which is my favorite item, my least favorite item, and if I feel if any of these items are worth looking into. So let's start with the video. My skin concern is I have dry, dehydrated skin that is prone to eczema and I have redness around my nose area. It does get red quite easily with some pressure put on. So we'll start with the cushion foundation. This cushion foundation, it's supposed to be a premium moist cushion foundation and it has an SPF of 50. I have already moisturized my face, but I have not put any sunblock on as this has an SPF 50 sun protection factor in this, so I just thought I'd try it out. So this sponge feels like a latex sponge, so just tap it in. So I'll just start with half my face to see how it compares with the other half. Adding a little bit more of the cushion foundation around my nose, which has more redness. So this is how it looks. I'm going to try to add a little bit more coverage using my finger by tapping directly into the sponge, and this will pick up more color, and then to dab it gently under my eyes where the dark circles tend to be. And maybe some around my nose as well. So this is how it looks comparing both sides of my face without any cushion foundation, and this is the one that I apply. I think the color is a little bit light for me. There were two shades available and I chose the lighter one, which is number 1 compared to number 2, which I thought might be too dark, but this one seemed a little bit too light for my skin. It's okay, we'll just see how it goes later. So now to even out the other side as well. So they did say on the packaging, for the application of this cushion foundation, it is recommended to give a press and a rolling motion to apply it best onto the skin. So just to bring it down a little bit towards my neck, make it more seamless, even though the color is lighter. This one is with the extra that I applied with my fingers, and this one without. So I think there is some difference in more coverage, so I'll try adding more again with my finger. Instead of using a separate concealer, just to use this cushion foundation instead. And around my nose. My pigmentation mark. It's not enough to cover, but it does sort of even out the skin tone a little bit and take away some of the redness. I'll put a little bit of powder around my T-zone. I'll be using the Cover FX loose powder to reduce the shine, as well as on my eyelids, because if not the makeup will crease on my eyelids. Now on to the eyeshadow. When I saw this eyeshadow, it reminded me of Charlotte Tilbury's Eyes, which I have over here. So this is how it looks. So later we can do some comparison swatches as well to see the difference in the shades. What I noticed about these shades is that there's a slight satin to them. They're not matte, purely matte. And this is a nice shimmer with fine glitter particles in it. My thoughts as I put it on, it does feel quite silky to put on, easy to apply. What I noticed, there's also some fallout that I can see here. So just try to clean it up with a cotton bud. As for the color, it looks prettier in the pan than on my skin itself. We'll try the highlight of Hot Palette, which is the shimmer shade for me. I'll use a brush for a lighter application. Light wash. Now to put more with the finger application. I'll put on this darker shade here to deepen up the outer lower corner of my eye, outer third, to give it more definition as well. And the interesting thing about this eyeshadow palette is that it states down here that it's glitter for your eye bags. And in Asia, it is actually quite popular to emphasize the eye bag. There's this part here when I smell this part, because it signifies youth. Although I'm not really used to it, let's try it out of this video. I'm using a brush for lighter application. There's a little bit of fallout so far that I can see, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to put on my eyeliner and touch up my eyebrows a little bit and come back and put on the mascara. Okay, so I'm back with my eyebrows darkened as well as my eyeliner done. So I'm going to darken up a little bit of the outer corner on this side as well with a smaller brush. This is the Sigma E21 smudge brush. It's really small and good for my hooded eyes. So just to place, so I'll put it here, just to give more definition. Now to blend it out. Now on to the mascaras. I bought two different types of mascara, a volumizing mascara as well as a lengthening mascara. So I'll use the volumizing on this side and the lengthening on the other side. So let's have a look at the wands. What I noticed about the one with the lengthening mascara has fibers on it, and the one which is a volumizing mascara doesn't have any extra fibers. The wands do look similar in shape. Okay, I've curled my eyelashes. Now to try on the volumizing mascara. The type of eyelashes I have are short and sparse, so it is a challenge for me to find a mascara that makes a difference to my lashes. Let's see how this goes. This is one coat. Let's try the second coat. Maybe to let it dry a little while and come back again in a moment. So I'll try to put on a second coat to see whether there's any difference. So this is with two coats. This is how the makeup looks so far with the eyeshadow and without any eyeshadow. So I'll go ahead and do the makeup for this eye and come back to try on the lengthening mascara. As you can see, it has little fibers on the wand itself. It's not really catching on to my lashes. There's a little bit, but only towards the front, the tip of the wand that's catching my lashes. I don't really see much difference. Let me see. Let it dry a little bit and then come back with a second coat. Oh, I think of some of the smudges. Now to try on the second coat. My preference is not really for this wand because it seems like it can easily jam my eyes. And I don't think it's really lengthening, as doesn't really have much to cling on to. The volumizing mascara and the lengthening mascara. This is how the makeup looks freshly applied. The time now is 4:22. I'll come back again at the end of the day. We'll see how the makeup wears then, and I'll share with you my thoughts and review as well. See you later! The time now is 11:31 and I have this makeup on for about 7 hours. I've not repowdered my face since the first time I powdered it after applying the cushion foundation, and what I noticed is that the redness around my nose is showing through more, and the dark circles under my eyes are showing more as well. how it feels on my skin, there is a slight tag to the skin, but it's not sticky and it does feel quite comfortable. It does make my skin feel moisturized, and because I have sensitive skin, it can react to certain products and cause my skin to itch. But I'm happy that this foundation is not causing any itch to my face. I was also out running some errands earlier on. I did break into a light sweat, but it was just around my hairline, and I wore a mask for 2 hours and there is not much transferred, maybe just a little bit of shadow of it here. So overall, I must say I'm quite pleased with how the foundation wore, although I felt that it was a little bit light for my skin tone. For $9.90 with a sun protection factor of 50, I think it is not too bad a cushion foundation to try out. And now we move on to the eyeshadow. For the eyeshadow, what I noticed is that the glitter has fallen even more, but I did rub my eyes as well, and the vibrancy has worn off and we can't really see so much of the color. It has actually faded, but we can still see there is still eyeshadow that I'm wearing, just that it has faded off. But for $3 eyeshadow palette, I feel that it's not too bad. When I first saw this eyeshadow palette, I was attracted by its color scheme. So let's do some swatches for this eyeshadow palette. These are 3 satin shades and 1 shimmer with very fine glitter. How the satin shades feel really quite nice and smooth, a little bit creamy to the touch. And for the shimmer, it is like a gel putty kind of feel. These are how the shadows look like. It does blend out quite easily as well. And this is the shimmery shade with very fine glitter. So it does look very pretty. As we can see, the color has faded. When I first saw this eyeshadow palette, it reminded me of the Exaggerized eyeshadow palette from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury's Exaggerized, and this is the palette from Don Don Donki. And let's do some side-by-side swatches as well. I'll swatch the Celestial shade with a very fine glitter beside the glitter from the Don Don Donki's palette. So that's the difference we see. This has more of a see-through effect compared to this one here. They're not exact dupes, but just similar. What I noticed about the more expensive eyeshadow palettes is that the color pigments tend to be richer and they do last longer through the day. But then again, there are eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore that can compare with the higher end eyeshadow palettes as well, and not all high end eyeshadow palettes last well, so it depends on the individual eyeshadow palette. What I noticed about this eyeshadow is that it started to fade about 2 hours into the wear time, and right now that's what I have still showing on the, which is not too bad for a $3 eyeshadow palette. Now for the mascaras. What I noticed is that they didn't really seem to make much difference to my eyelashes. To be fair, my eyelashes are short and sparse, and it's quite difficult for me to find a mascara that makes a difference to the lashes. For these two mascaras, unfortunately they didn't really do much, but then again they were $3 each, so I wasn't really expecting much. As to whether they're waterproof, let's try it out. This is the volumizing mascara, and this is the lengthening mascara. So I'll just put it here, let it dry a little bit, and spray some water in a while. Okay, so it's about dry now. So let's try spraying on some water to see how it goes. In fact, it seems to be able to be removed with just some room temperature water. It's not even warm water. That's the answer to whether it's waterproof. At the end of the try on, my favorite item has to be the eyeshadow palette. One of the reasons is because I tend to like eyeshadow palettes the most, and I find that for $3 it's not too bad an item. And my least favorite item would have to be the mascara, because I feel that they didn't really do much for my eyelashes. For the cushion foundation, I found it not too bad for $9.90 to use it as a sunblock and to even out the skin tone lightly. It's not going to give full coverage, but it does help to even out the skin tone a little bit if you're looking for something that maybe a light to medium coverage and sun protection as well. But it would be advisable to put on additional sun protection before using this foundation. For the eyeshadow palette, if you like this color scheme, are new into makeup and don't mind the colors fading after a couple of hours, this might be something to try out for $3. It's not too bad. Do any of these items appeal to you? And do you have any plans to pick anything up? Do let us know as well if you found any items worth checking out at Don Don Donki. If you've enjoyed this video, do let me know with a thumbs up, and I'll love it if you consider subscribing to join me for my next video. If you're interested in checking out the makeup from Daiso, do check out this video here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today, and I look forward to having you join me again in my next video. Stay beautiful. Bye!